It's me, I'm back, and welcome back to what is the finally my movie nights. They are back, and what better way to start your movie nights than with horror movie month? It being October, as most of you know from last year, I like to watch horror films through October. I didn't get to do many last year. I'm hoping to do more this year. Uh, I've seen, quite a lot of horror films. There's a few horror films I'm dying to check out. I've got a nice little list. But yeah, tonight I'm going to be checking out a film that I have seen that I do enjoy and I think is better than the original because the original's just dated to me. But this film I really do enjoy, and it is a remake. I know people's feelings on remakes, but oh well, it's just how it is. I prefer this, and I actually prefer the director's other remake that he did, which I probably will try and check out at some point again because I haven't watched that in a while. But anyway, back onto this. Sorry. Yeah, so this is the return of my movie nights, but as I said, to start off with horror movie month. So I'm going to try and do some videos for that, get some more of the older films out of the way, and some of the new ones that I have waiting that I've had for a year since last year, and I'm going to try and watch them this year. But yeah, the film I'm going to be checking out tonight, which is a remake, is directed by Marcus Nispel, and that is Friday the 13th. Now, I know most people know the story. Pamela Voorhees goes on a killing spree in the original. This is pretty much similar to this, but that is only in the first 2 minutes, I think, which is the opening to the film, and then it goes straight into Jason. Jason, obviously, being the big main draw for these films. I actually prefer it like that. I think Pamela Voorhees, Friday the 13th, is a classic film, and having Pamela Voorhees as the killer in that is brilliant. But you can't change that surprise now. So doing a remake of that film it just wouldn't make any difference to anyone. No one would be shocked by that. So by doing a remake and just making it about Jason made sense. So I do enjoy this film. It's got a decent, got a few decent cast in it. It's got Amanda, yeah, Ragetti, who is quite a cool actress. Daniel Panabaker, who is in quite a lot. If I've got that wrong, I'm sorry. Who's in quite a lot of things at the moment. But yeah, it is a good remake. It's not the worst. It's not a great horror film, but it's not the worst. I mean, it is what it is. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be checking out. So sit back, enjoy, watch with me. I don't know how you can watch with me, and let's watch Jason Voorhees slaughter a load of horror film stereotypes. I'll see you in a little bit. Hello and welcome back. Just checked out Friday the 13th, the remake. So checked it out. I've already seen it before, but anyway, let's go through the good points. The good points is the director Marcus Nispel. He's done the remake to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which he did in 2003, which I actually really enjoyed. I thought it was a good remake, and he's done this, and this is a good remake. You know, he knows how to set a scene. He knows how to make it creepy. He knows how to make it scary. The next good point is Jason himself. I don't know the actor's name who plays him, but he does very well. I mean, I like Kane Hodder as Jason, but this guy was pretty good too. Um, the two lead actresses, Amanda Rigetti and Daniel Panbacker or Panabacker or whatever her name is, they're both pretty good. And even the guy who's the lead character, lead male, I can't remember his name, but his character's Clay in this. He's pretty good. Now to the bad. I mean, as always with these kind of films, you're gonna have a very familiar plot. Basically, it is a group of teenagers or a group of college kids going into a remote place, getting slaughtered. It's been done before, and this has done it better than some do it. But it's pretty standard. It's pretty the same. Um, and the one thing that really just grinds me so much is I'm tired of your stereotypical horror victims. I mean, you've got the jock, you've got the slut, you've got the drunk, you've got the joker. I mean, come on. Yes, we know there are those kind of people in those kind of groups, but you want characters that you can root for. These people have just been set up to die in these films, and it is more about the deaths, and there are some good deaths. I mean, my favourite being the sleeping bag at the very start. It's not the same. It's not on the same level of the sleeping bag scene in Jason X, but it's pretty good. It's just with the characters, you just don't root for them. You just do not root for these characters in these films anymore because they're just so stereotypical. I mean, Scream, they changed it round. You had a group of characters you liked. You had the Jokers, but they were cocky, but they weren't irritating, and you wanted them to live. You know, you had your female victims who were not sluts, or that's a horrible word, but not, you know, sexually promiscuous. And they were sexually promiscuous, but they weren't, you know, just your typical arsehole about it. You know, I mean, for example, in Scream, you got the two cheerleaders who are arseholes. You don't ever see them again, but you know, they're the arsehole characters that don't make, aren't in it much, but they, in this kind of film, would have been in it, would have been victims, but they weren't in Scream. They changed it around, and with this, I just wish they would do that. I wish they would change the characters around and not make it so you can predict who's going to die. It's really, there's just no surprise anymore. That being said, Friday the 13th, the remake, I do enjoy it a lot compared to, I'd say, Friday 13th Part 5 upwards to Jason X. I think the first four Friday the 13th are good. This is just on level with them, I'd say. It's a good film. It's a good horror film to start with, but it's not groundbreaking, let's be honest. It's not great. I'm going to go to say a groundbreaking horror film, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's a groundbreaking horror film. The Halloween, a groundbreaking horror film at the time. Friday the 13th isn't a groundbreaking horror film, but it improves on what they did when they started just churning out those sequels. So my final verdict on this film, I'd say 3 stars. It's entertaining. There's some good scenes in it. There's some good deaths in it. It's directed very well by Marcus Nispel. You know, he can direct this kind of film. The 3 leads are good, but after, that being said, the rest of the characters are just your typical horror film stereotypes, and you just don't care about them. You just don't care. They're not worth it. But anyway, thank you for checking out this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I will be checking out another horror film very, very soon. I'm thinking maybe going a bit old school with a film I haven't seen, but old school. Now, I don't know what you're going to think of that, what you're going to think, but I'm going to think along the lines of maybe zombies. Maybe. But we'll see. Anyway, hope to see you on my next video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon.